Everyone's creating content. So they're talking about the same thing over and over again. That is how you're going to really stand out more than anything else. It's the details that make the content stand out. You got to start focusing on topics that haven't already been beaten to death.
We're going to talk about how to make your content stand out when everyone is using AI.
It's kind of crazy to think about the amount of people that are producing content, whether you're using tools like Midjourney or ChatGPT. It doesn't matter. Everyone is creating content for any type of platform out there, whether it's social or whether it's text-based content. It's getting endless. Or even songs. Look at the mix-up with AI using, The Weeknd and Drake, right? AI ended up creating a song for both those artists together, although they didn't technically do it. More so, the AI fictionally made it, and it went viral on TikTok. But everyone's creating content. So how do you stand out when others are using AI to just create content in mass scale? Because whatever you're creating, in many cases, you're going to see Me Too and duplicate versions of it. And if everything is looking the same, what's going to make you stand out, and why should someone choose you over the competition?
The posts that really stand out, at least to me, are, even on Twitter too, is when people share data, but also stories that you're sharing as well. People like to do business with people, and they become invested in the stories that you're sharing too.
I'm a big believer, if you can share experiences, that is how you're going to really stand out more than anything else. Because the problem with data, and I'm with Eric on this, I used to create a lot of content with data. What I find is then a lot of other people start using the same data, or they end up creating studies with similar data. And I can see AI already doing this in the future. But sharing your own personal experiences, that's going to be hard for AI to replicate. I think that's what makes things unique. And when I say personal experiences, it's the details that make the content stand out. Because when someone's actually been through something, they'll be able to share the details versus someone who hasn't been through it. Great example of this is I was reading an article from a friend, and I won't get into too much detail. They're good now, but they had cancer, and they wanted to share their journey. And when they broke down how they fell and everything that they were going through, it was just like, all right, unless someone's actually had cancer, you're not going to be able to get this detailed with the content. And I thought the content was really great. I'm happy for her, in which she's good right now, and hopefully it stays that way forever. But nonetheless, it's those kind of experiences or those kind of details that you put within content that really makes it stand out.
Here's the other thing that's kind of related to experiences too. When people make reaction videos on YouTube, for example, they're sharing their experiences to a degree. And so usually people just need a little nudge. They need to think about things a little differently. And by you providing that, that's actually really valuable.
Yeah, a few other things. The first thing is, or another point that I want to end up bringing up is, you got to start focusing on content on topics that haven't already been beaten to death. One of the big reasons why a lot of people create content and doesn't stand out, whether it's AI driven or it's non-AI driven, is they're talking about the same thing over and over again. For example, if I create an article on optimizing my meta tags, how many people have already talked about that? But on the flip side, Google just ended up releasing Bard to the public in mass scale, and they give examples of the queries that you can end up getting through Bard or even Google now. If you talk about how to adapt your SEO with Google's new algorithm and their new search results and how they're using AI for that, that's new, unique, interesting. I can share stats and data based on what I'm seeing with some sites. Are they getting more clicks? Are they getting less clicks? Is clicks not changing at all? What percentage of queries do we see this happening with? Like, all these kind of things make it super unique and custom, where people are like, oh, wow, this is interesting. I haven't read about that before. The second thing that'll allow your content to stand out is, how can you end up integrating influencers? So for example, Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox. He's now creating his own show on Twitter, and it's a captivating audience. If you can partner with someone and bring in that personality into your business, that'll also make your content stand out. People love brands. And when I mean brands, I'm not just talking about corporate brands, I'm talking about personal brands. So how do you integrate other well-known people, whether it's Tucker Carlson or Tony Robbins or Gary Vaynerchuk or whoever it may be, or LeBron James? And you may not be able to get these big influencers, but you may be able to get a micro influencer where just someone's just well-known in the space. that can end up driving you more visibility versus just doing what everyone else is doing, just creating the same Me Too regurgitated content. Now, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'm here to answer them and help you out. If you enjoyed the video, like it, share it, tell people about it. Thank you very much.